What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, December 14th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, only place I can get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments section who's your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. And finally, shout out to PrizePicks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get up to $100 on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Alec Burks, Jordan Poole, Julius Randle, James Harden, and Chris Boucher on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we've got Gary Trent. He is shooting guard, small forward eligible, which is massive on a day like today. That means you get him at shooting guard, small forward, and utility. 5,900, projected for 31. The goal's 40. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. You know we're expecting big minutes out of Trent and the rest of his fellow starters. Well, big minutes for 4 of them at least. Boucher, neutral minutes. 37 minutes for Trent, 0.82 fantasy points per minute. 21% usage, almost 18 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 stocks. Slight pace up spot against Brooklyn, but we know what we're doing here. We're trying to buy minutes cheaply, and the Raptors make that pretty easy. The fact that you could roster Trent in 5 of the 8 positions on a 3-game slate makes him very, very valuable. And now we start our run of Blazers. Larry Nance in at number 4, power forward center eligible, 4,300, projected for 27. The goal is 33. He's in the optimal lineup 30% of the time. Saw the start last time out. Tried to stagger him a bit, but got in a little bit of foul trouble. 28 minutes, 0.95 fantasy points per minute. It's 8.5 points. It's almost 8 boards. It's 3 assists. It's 2 stocks. He's doing a little bit of everything. Solid matchup here against Phoenix as well. Pace up 1.6 possessions over their average. So he basically gains like close to a fantasy point just by being in this spot. That's going to help. But because you can get Larry Nance in at power forward and center, it opens up so much additional flexibility on this 3-gamer. So Nance is in at 4. Here come the rest of the Blazers. Robert Covington in at number 3. Been playing about 30 minutes a game for these past 3 or 4. He's power forward center eligible, which is huge. Also weird. 3,400 though for Covington. One of the few pay down options you'll find on the slate. 23.5 point projection, 29.5 point goal. 32% of the time he's in the optimal. I gave him 29 minutes, 0.8 fantasy points per minute. Not a lot of usage. We're talking 7 points, 6 rebounds, an assist and a half, a steal and a half, a block. That's where you're really getting into it. You need the peripherals out of Robert Covington. Same matchup as Larry Nance here, but to be able to pay down to 3,400 and get a guy that hasn't been playing 34 minutes a game, we don't really have a lot of those on today's slate. At number 2, we go to small forward only, which is dumb, Norm Powell, 6K, projected for 32.5. The goal's 40.5. He's in the optimal lineup, just like Covington, 32% of the time. No CJ McCollum, which means we're going to see like 36 minutes of Norm Powell, increased usage. I got it in for 24%. He's a 0.9 fantasy point per minute guy. And what we need here are buckets, because he doesn't really do anything else. 19.5 real points, less than 4 boards, 2.5 assists, a stock and a half. Same matchup against Phoenix that we've detailed out for Covington, for Nance. I almost said for Trent, but Trent is now not on this team. So confusing. I can never remember the difference between Norm Powell and Gary Trent, but I guess it's pretty easy to do so once Norm Powell is the guy that I'm talking about right now. Regardless, Nance, Covington, Powell, 3 straight Blazers, but we're not done yet. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Please follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. You want to get the updates to these videos as we get closer to lock, right? Then hop in the comment section of this video. Let me know who your favorite and least favorite contenders are. And finally, one last shout out. Go to PrizePicks, use the promo code Awesemo, get up to $100 on your first deposit. Number 1 contender across both sites, Damian Lillard. He is point guard eligible. 9,700 on DraftKings, which is kind of expensive for him, but 51 fantasy point projection, 56 point goal, 38% of the time he's in the optimal. We saw Dame play 37 minutes in his first game back on Sunday. No reason to suspect he's not going to do that again here. Hoping that cortisone shot to the abdomen is helping him out a bit. 1.37 fantasy points per minute in this spot because it's pace up and there's no CJ McCollum, which means Damian Lillard sees a pretty big usage bump with no CJ on the floor. 27 real points, 9 assists, 5 boards, maybe a stock. I've been playing him a lot so far this season. I'm hoping the rest helped him out. Damian Lillard is my number 1 contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, December 14th. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere. Check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win a little bit of cash. Come back tomorrow for another edition of the Contenders.